Hello, 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 and thank you for joining us here at L7 Solutions for another Friday briefing. It is September the 5th, and today we have an interesting um, briefing for you. It has to do with ChatGPT 5. I know that's a little out of the ordinary for us because we are a Microsoft Office shop, but it has to do with ChatGPT 5 being integrated into Microsoft 365 Copilot. Um, just before we get going here, before we start, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ken Tucker. I am the sales director here at L7 Solutions. And we are a managed service provider in the South Florida area, and we just try and put these briefings out every Friday, just so our customers have a little something to um, get feedback on, examine the new things that are coming out, and also just to hopefully learn something new. So back to our slide. Let's talk a little bit about ChatGPT 5. Today's presentation, what we're going to discuss is artificial intelligence and how it's just reshaping the digital landscape, and especially in the Microsoft applications. With the introduction of ChatGPT 5, there have been a lot of new things to come up, and so we're going to try and touch on those as much as we can today. So we're going to just give you an idea of today's agenda. We're going to go over, discover the breakthrough capabilities of OpenAI's latest language model, being ChatGPT 5. The second thing we're going to take a look at is its integration into Microsoft 365 Copilot. We're going to see how ChatGPT enhances the Microsoft's assistant abilities, productivity impact. What effect does this really have on your small business when it comes down to Microsoft 365 or M365 Copilot, and implementations and next steps? So you're going to learn how to leverage this tool and see how it helps you handle things within your business. We'll conclude with some actionable insights on how L7 solutions can help you implement these transformative AI capabilities in your organization. So, ChatGPT 5, the next evolution. So, what has it brought to us? It's brought enhanced language understanding. It's brought advanced capabilities. It's brought performance improvements. According to OpenAI's technical documentation, ChatGPT represents a significant leap forward in AI language capabilities with 30% improvement in contextual understanding compared to previous versions. Now, um, I actually kind of ran some tests earlier when it came down to uh, ChatGPT, or excuse me, Microsoft Copilot and the ChatGPT 5 within Microsoft Copilot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up another screen here. We will go over to this and take a look at what we have here. So I actually decided to run a little bit of a test when it came to the ChatGPT 5. What I did is I presented or had it run some questions here. And let's see here. This was so the question was, can you summarize the key points from the latest climate change report and suggests 3 actionable steps uh, individuals can take to mitigate their carbon footprint. Now, take a look here. This is from the web. Okay, so that's an important thing we have to take note of when we're using M365 Copilot. If we're here, we're allowing it to go out, search the web, pull information from the web, and we're not kind of working just within our own environment. But now this was using basically the previous ChatGPT 4 and our 4.0. And so it gave us good information. I mean, I think this would be acceptable for anyone who was asking that particular question. Um, but then I switched it over to uh, GPT-5, and so here, and you can tell the difference here. It says GPT-5 is on. So I asked that same question, and it gave us again, what seems to be very good information. Now, it's kind of hard to really know the difference there when you are taking a look at that. So, what I did is I went and I copied that information that it gave me into 2 documents, a Chat GPT 4.0, 4 letter O, and a Chat GPT 5. And so I then, and I put that within our SharePoint environment. And what I did, as I said, find the 2 files in my OneDrive, actually it was in my OneDrive, referencing ChatGPT 5 and ChatGPT 4.0. Now, this kind of gives you an idea of the things that you can do with Microsoft Copilot. Now, notice up here in the work environment, it is just working um, off of what is in our work environment, what is in your OneDrive, what is in your SharePoint. Now, when I saved it, I remembered I did save it in my OneDrive, so I just said, I couldn't exactly remember the name, but I did know it was ChatGPT 5 and it was ChatGPT 4.0. So I said, the files referencing those. I knew I only had a couple in there. So it did. It found those 2 files, and it gives me a little bit of a summary of what is contained within those two, and it gives me the files that I can actually open up. Now, because I wanted to see if there was any difference really between what ChatGPT 5 gives me and what ChatGPT 4.0 gives me, I said, please compare the 2 documents and denote their differences in a table format, notating which one provides more detailed and useful information. So, what did it do? It gave me just what I asked for. Here's a detailed comparison of the 2 documents, ChatGPT 5 and ChatGPT 4.0, highlighting their differences and assessing which one provides more detailed and useful information. So, here, on a source basis, uh, it basically said it's a tie. They both went out to different areas to find the information. Global warming status. Now, to me, I don't know if it's necessarily a tie because it says 2023 IPCC climate change report and then an IPCC 6th assessment report plus 2025. I don't know if that would be an update to me. That might be a 4.0 win to me. But then it moves on to global warming status and it gives you the information there. It says ChatGPT 5 wins that. An impact description, giving the information that between the two when it pertains to the impacts. Again, ChatGPT 5 wins that one. Irreversible damage, not explicitly mentioned with 4.0, but it does mention information with that when you're using 5. So ChatGPT 5 wins that one as well. Carbon budget and emissions. So here it mentions before 2025, stayed near 1.5, carbon budget rapidly shrinking, urgent action needed. They consider this a tie. Individual actions suggested: reduce meat consumption, switch to renewable energy, drive, fly, and fly less. Uh, so kind of the same items here, but it gives ChatGPT 4.0 a win there. Not quite sure why, but you kind of have to be the judge for that one. And co-benefits of action, not emphasized in 5.0, but in 4, or excuse me, not emphasized in 5, but in 4.0, highlights health, air quality, and economic resilience benefits. ChatGPT 4.0 wins that one. And then with references and citations, tone and style, ChatGPT 5 takes it. So we've got one, two, three, four, five, five for ChatGPT 5, and we've got two for 4.0, and we've got two ties in there. So it really, I think, has to be kind of your own judgment as to which one works best for you. This is just a single example, and I wanted to prepare this just to kind of see what information it gave us. So is it going to be a huge difference between GPT-5 and 4.0 when it comes to information like this, research information? Maybe not. When it comes down to things like coding, possibly. When it comes, because it has to do more with the speed that it produces it. Now I have seen examples of that. You can find them on the internet, on YouTube, where it's asked to code something, and there's maybe a difference between 8 seconds of coding something in particular. I don't know if that is going to make a difference for most people. So the actual 4.0 and 5.0 uh, agents are still somewhat similar. One may be a little bit faster than the other, and that may not be a big deal to many of you. So as we move on with this, though, let's get back to our slide. Okay, so as we get back to the slide, so we're seeing, so we mentioned those enhanced language understanding, which that's kind of what that was an example of, more so the enhanced language understanding, um, advanced capabilities, code generation. So that's where I'm thinking you may see uh, better results when it comes down to ChatGPT 5, plus the multilingual support and enhanced summarization. So it may give you a little bit more detail there. Let's see, on to our next one, Microsoft 365 Copilot. So your AI productivity partner. Uh, Microsoft 365 Copilot embeds AI assistance directly within your familiar applications. So working alongside you to enhance productivity and creativity. So basically, what that means is that it's putting it in the things that you recognize. Things like things like um, things like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. Copilot is right there to help you produce the things that help you get through your workday, the things that make it easier. Now, and I think this is where we have to really kind of be clear. Is AI, whether it's Copilot, whether it's ChatGPT, replacing the work to be done? No, it's not replacing the work to be done. In reality, when we're talking about rewriting an email or auto responding to an email or um, or comparing two documents like this, we may be talking about a difference of our savings of, let's say for the email, a savings of 15 seconds. when you're talking about comparing a document, we may be talking a savings of 5 to 10 minutes. But as you have more and more to do, all of that adds up. And so we really have to take a look at how we use AI. AI is not being used to do the work for you. It's being used to give you a good foundation, to help you work more efficiently, to help you do more in less time, which is efficiency. Um, but it's important that you use it in the right way and don't use it to actually try and do the work for you. And I'm hearing as I go out to various places that that may be the case. People may be using it to take the shortcut to let AI do the work for them. And there will be a point that, every if we do that, everything out there will be AI and it will all look the same. So it's important to definitely put your own twist on what AI helps you generate. So ChatGPT 5 plus Copilot, transforming how you work. Okay. So with Word, it helps you draft documents faster, generate creative content, receive real-time editing suggestions, and transform rough ideas into polished documents. In Excel, it can start analyzing complex data sets. It can generate visualizations, create formulas through natural language. So no more having to just sit there and, figure out the formula. You can actually just type it in your own words and Copilot will produce the formula to do what you're looking to do. And it also helps you uncover hidden insights in your data. Now, within Outlook, which I think many of you are probably using Copilot in, um, as I like to say, I hope this email finds you well. And those of you who are avid AI users, you understand that particular phrase. But compose professional emails in seconds, summarize lengthy threads, prioritize your inbox, and manage scheduling with natural language commands. So, again, what AI is giving you is just the ability to use normal talk, normal speech to generate these complex, sometimes complex um, solutions or complex um, documents, spreadsheets, whatever it may be. But it's allowing you to do that with normal language. So, real world productivity impact. So, 40% is time saved. So average reduction in time spent on routine document creation and data and analysis task, 65%. Faster onboarding, improvement in new employee productivity when using Copilot for learning workflows. So there's 3.2 times idea generation, increase in creative output during brainstorming sessions with Copilot assistance. So in other words, Copilot or any AI agent helps you be more creative. It helps you do things quicker. Um, it gives you ideas when we sometimes start off with that writer's block. I think most of us have probably sat down to write an email, and it might be something that we um, are having a hard time saying to the person that we're writing on the other end. And what we do is we throw it in AI and we tell it how we're feeling and how we like it to come off. Because sometimes when we write things, it comes off, it may come off in a negative way to the person who's reading it, but we're telling AI that we want it to be friendly. We want it to be a productive email. We want it to look towards the future. We tell it all of these things so it can provide that energy to what we write. Something else it does, 52% email management. So there's a reduction in time spent drafting and responding to emails. I think what we really need to realize is that when it comes down to using AI, Microsoft Copilot, especially within that, because we think about it in the I'm focusing on the Microsoft Copilot because we are at L7 Solutions. We are a Microsoft Office shop, but the other part of that is as a Microsoft Office shop, most businesses are using Office 365 within their environment. So it makes sense to use something like Microsoft Copilot or to learn to use Microsoft Copilot to help make your day easier. And I think what we need to realize is that what it revolves around is really time saving. It's not really being used to produce the idea in all cases to come up with the solution. That's not what it's being used for. It's being used in most situations to save time. So something that was 1 hour now takes 30 minutes. Something that was 30 minutes now takes 5 minutes. Something that, something that took days now could be done in maybe a couple of hours. So we have to really look at AI and these agents for what they truly are. Now, according to a recent McKinsey report, AI assisted work can boost productivity by up to 45% across knowledge worker task, with the highest gains in content creation, data analysis, and communications task. So that's writing something, whether it be a book, whether it be emails to to uh, to associates or to clients, or whether it be analyzing data that is already there. I mean, I know many of you have probably seen a giant spreadsheet that's come from your CFO or your bookkeeping person, and you're like, oh my gosh, where am I? Where's my department listed in all of these sheets? Well, you can ask Copilot. Please show me all areas of the spreadsheet that refer to my department, whatever your department may be, and Copilot will show you those. Now, Copilot can be also used to calculate or do the calculations for that spreadsheet. So it can be used in all sorts of facets. So a case study. Implementing ChatGPT enhanced Copilot across our organization has transformed how our teams collaborate and deliver our value to clients. What previously took days now takes hours, allowing our people to focus on strategic thinking rather than routine tasks. So, the challenge was 8,500 hours monthly spent on routine document creation and data analysis. So, again, we're talking about saving time, folks. 8,500 hours spent on routine document creation and analyzing data. The solution deployed ChatGPT, enhanced Copilot, because working within Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint. So they deployed that to 2,500 knowledge workers. Okay. Now, the result, 37% reduction in document processing time. Okay, what does that mean? It equates, let's talk money. It equates to 4.2 million annual productivity gains. Okay, because this was something recent, that was the projected that it was going to save or or gain in a sense in this particular case. So, data analysis transformation. ChatGPT 5 integration supercharges Excel's capabilities, enabling business users to interact with data using natural language rather than complex formulas. So, just what I mentioned before, it's about being able to do these items that before your accountant for the business or your CPA or your financial person in your business might have had to be a CPA. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to be a CPA nowadays because a lot of it revolved around creating the right formula to present the right information on the spreadsheet. Well, now you're getting Copilot to help you do those things. So those manual formulas have become less time consuming to do because you're using Copilot to use natural language and give you those proactive insights. So, financial analysts at Deloitte report spending 40% less time on routine data processing tasks when using ChatGPT enhanced Copilot, allowing them to deliver more strategic insights to clients. So I think one of the things you also have to take a look at is that large companies like this, again, they're in that Microsoft environment. So they're in that Microsoft environment, and large companies like this, you have to see that they're using um, Microsoft Copilot because they're already in the Office 365 environment. And when you're using that enterprise version, you are getting that governance and compliance, which is so important when you're using AI nowadays. So it's important that you make sure that you put your security first when it comes down to handling when it comes down to handling critical information for your business, because everything that we do could easily be put out there on the web if we're not careful, and we will see that more times than not when we are using something like ChatGPT standalone. So, content creation revolution. ChatGPT 5 elevates Microsoft Word from a word processor to an intelligent writing partner. And that's true. That's true. I've used it in a number of situations when it comes down to writing Word documents, and it does. It helps a lot. You just have to be willing to use it, and you have to understand how you need to ask the question, how you need to prompt. Remember, prompting is king. So you generate first drafts based on simple prompts. You rewrite content for different audiences and tones. You suggest improvements while maintaining your voice. Create visually engaging content that aligns with brand guidelines and automatically research and cite relevant information. Again, that's where we make that switch. When we're being creative like that, we make that switch from work to web. So it reaches out to the internet to grab information and you have it cite the source. And I'm sure some of you didn't know you could do that, but yes, you can have ChatGPT cite the source. And when it cites the source, it allows that way you can go back to it and verify, because anytime you're producing information with AI tools like this, you have to trust but verify. I always say that, trust but verify. So marketing teams using ChatGPT 5 with Copilot can produce 3 times more content with the same headcount. Now, ChatGPT 5 has just been introduced into Microsoft 365 Copilot. But I think what they're saying is that because of what they've seen from 4, from 4.0, well, with 5 being even faster, this is what they're estimating can be done. And folks, realistically, what if it was 2 times? It's still better than what you were doing. The whole key is improving, getting better than what you were before. Now, implementation considerations, there's the technical requirements. Got to have an E3, E5, or business premium license with Copilot as the add-on. You've got to be Windows 10 or 11. Now, think about as you really want to be Windows 11, because in mid-October, you have to actually have that upgrade done to Windows 11. Now, there will be people out there running Windows 10 that are not getting updates and so on. But it's important that you keep your systems up to date, especially when you're doing things like using AI. Okay, just because it works on a Windows 10 doesn't mean you need to be running a Windows 10 machine. Okay, so data security and governance. ChatGPT 5 maintains Microsoft's enterprise grade security standards, meaning when it's within Microsoft Copilot. User data is protected with your existing security controls, and content is not used to train OpenAI models. That is, if you take nothing else from this, take that. It's not used to train the OpenAI models, which means that the information that you are providing it and that you are sharing with it is not being put out there on the web to make ChatGPT better. So training and adoption. Success requires structured implementation. L7 Solutions provides comprehensive training to maximize user adoption. Okay, I had to bring that up because we do. We help you. And when you're a customer of L7 Solutions, we help you figure this out because it's a complicated thing and it is constantly changing. It's changing from week to week. So before August 9th, ChatGPT 5 was not in Microsoft Copilot. Now it is, and things have changed. Things have changed when it comes to how we use AI, when it comes to the security that we need to be aware of. Things have changed. And so that's why it's important to get with a managed service provider like L7 Solutions to keep you abreast of all those things that have changed and hopefully to keep you safe because it's a dangerous digital world out there. And we need to make sure that we are putting the right things in place to stay safe, folks. So, measuring the success, define clear KPIs to track productivity. And it's going to take 3 to 6 months to really see how AI is really helping you. But if you're using it, if you're truly using it, trust me, folks, it will help you. It will help you. So that's going to bring us to the end today. And we're going to finish off with let's transform your productivity together. Okay. Let's do it with L7 Solutions if you're in the South Florida area. Um, Schedule a personalized demo. Uh, if you're an L7 customer, we are happy to do a demo for you of ChatGPT 5 specifically within Copilot. So feel free to schedule that. Again, that's just for L7 customers, L7 Solution customers. But if you're not an L7 Solutions customer, think about becoming an L7 Solutions customer. We service a lot of, even though we are South Florida, in the right situation, we do service uh, other remote locations. So feel free to reach out to us. We can help you in a lot of different ways. Uh, so do an assessment workshop, identify your organization's specific use cases and potential return on investment when it comes to implementing AI. And then get an implementation roadmap, develop a tailored deployment plan with training and success metrics when it comes down to putting AI into your small business environment. But with that, we're going to let you go for the weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. My name is Ken Tucker. I'm the sales director here at L7 Solutions. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we do appreciate you stopping by and listening to all of this technical jargon we throw at you. But, we do it because we want you to be informed. We really and truly want you to be informed. Now, you can contact me, contact us at L7 Solutions at 954-573-1300. You can get directly to me at ktucker at l7solutions.com. And feel free to visit our website at www.l7solutions.com. We put a lot of information out there and gives you an idea of what we do, how we do it, and how important your safety on the web and in this world of technology, it's important to us. And we hope it's important to you as well. But with that, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.